Hey everybody, welcome back here to Maverick. So I'm doing a recreation here of this beast of a roller coaster from Cedar Point in Ohio. I'm going in today and continuing from where I left off with the station. Going to finish the station up a little bit and also start the queue line building. That's going to be the main focus of today. But first of all, I'm just doing the Maverick sign that's in the front of the entrance of the queue line. So I'm just trying to create the look of that sign. So I'm doing the letters here using the letters mod and using some curvy pieces here from Shy Guys 1 set and the wooden pieces from Shy Guys 3 set to try and make this sign. And I tried to use different shapes and things to try and make it's got like a silhouette of a horse on the sign, and mine looks like Sherlock Holmes. But you know what? We're just gonna go with it. It's fine. It's a man with a pipe. So what? You know what it's meant to be. So yeah, that's the sign. I'm just using the wooden pieces there, like I said, from Shy Guys 3 to make the sign, and I will save that as a blueprint and put it at the front of the queue line. I'm actually putting some yellow letters slightly behind the blue letters here to get that look of the actual real sign. But yeah, I quite enjoyed doing this sign actually, and I shall use that just in a second on the queue line and build the rest of the poles and things to support that up. I always like to build things at ground level first and then rise them into the air. Makes building a lot easier and way quicker to do. If I was to do all the letters in the air, and it's hard work. So doing it on the ground level, much easier. I suggest that if you're trying to do things like that as well. Then I'm just going to go in and do a few poles and things. You know the drill. Get that looking like it should be in real life. Using some reference photos and also a little bit from my memory from when I was there. The only thing missing really is I believe there's like a test seat in the front of the entrance, and there isn't that kind of thing in the game, so I can't really put a test seat there unless there is a mod that someone's made of a little test seat or something, but I don't think there is one. So moving on with the rest of the station now. I've been fiddling around with the exit paths and everything, because I know they were slightly off in the last episode, and I knew that as I was building it. I was really unsure with some of the paths with this. It's quite a confusing building, this station, and looking at pictures, it's like a puzzle trying to figure out where everything is. So I'm just trying to do my best here with the limits of the game, but just doing the little, I think it's a water tower here that's at the side of the station. So I'm just starting off with that before I move on and do the queue line. The queue line is a strange building. It's like it's quite a large building. It's quite open inside. It has the cattle pen style queue line. Then it has like a little shop bit at the back of it with windows inside, and yeah, it's an odd building with lots of little bits poking out of it and different roofs and things. And so for the purpose of this build and for today's video, I'm gonna call it version 1, because as I go along with this build, I actually change it maybe 3 or 4 times. I realize things, I see pictures that I hadn't quite seen yet at this point of the build, and I decided to change it a little bit. And the final version is something that I'm much more happy with, and something I think looks a bit more like what it should. Right now it does look like what it should, but it's not quite accurate. So that's if you're thinking that's not what this looks like at all, then that's why. So just bear with me. I will correct it as I go along. But again, if you guys have more knowledge on these buildings than I do, because I've only been to Cedar Point, like I said, once, then do let me know how things are, because I will try and pop it into the ride and the build and try and make it as perfect as I can, because I do like to get these things looking as accurate and as realistic as possible. Like with my Raptor build, I got lots of input from people. It was great. Some people let me know that I did things slightly wrong. I remember on the lift hill supports, I did something wrong with one being diagonal instead of straight or something, and one of you guys let me know, and that was I really appreciated that, because then I could apply that into the game and make the ride really perfect. And that's what I like to do here with the recreations that I do. So I just wanted to move that just in a little bit, just to make it fit nicer. But I'm just basically plopping down different pieces from looking at a picture, like the roofs and things, where I think they should go, and then I just take it from there and basically build upon those bits. And if I think it looks good and looks right, then I continue building, and if I don't think it looks right, then I figure out how it should look right. So far I think it looks okay, and for what it should be, I think it's looking somewhat correct. It's the backside I struggled with. I thought the backside of it was tricky because there's not many photos of the back, and it's got some foliage there as well as some trees, and so it's quite hard to see exactly what's going on. I can't remember it from when I was there because I was too busy looking at the rides, not looking at the exit paths. So yeah, I think I'm doing a good job so far. Let me know if you're enjoying this project. I do love Maverick, and that's why I wanted to build it, and I know some of you guys also love Maverick too. It was many people's #1 coaster, of course, until Steel Vengeance was built. But I do love the ride, and I hope you're enjoying this recreation and you're seeing this build come to life and actually look like the real thing. That's what I'm trying to achieve here with it. I've said this before, I'm going to say it again, and this build wouldn't really be possible without the Shy Guys 3 mod set from the Steam Workshop. I love the Shy Guys sets. If you are looking into using some mods in your game and you're not really quite sure what you want to do, there are quite a few mods to download. I definitely recommend the 4 you should definitely have the Shy Guys 1, the Shy Guys 2, the Shy Guys 3, the Shy Guys 4. And also, actually, there is a 5th one, which is the dining set, which isn't too important. I do like that set as well very much. But those 4 sets, really, really great. And I wouldn't be able to really do this build without the 3rd set, because that is what has all these wooden pieces, all these different beams and angled pieces. And it's a really, really great set. And I'm really grateful that we have that. It's really simple to download. You just subscribe to it on the Steam Workshop, and then it's in your game. And then you just play it. It doesn't affect my computer or anything like that, for those of you wondering. It just runs just like normal vanilla pieces, to be honest. And to be honest, I don't really notice that they are mods because they are integrated into the vanilla game so well. I really couldn't play without them now, to be honest. I've played a few vanilla things, and I've built a few things, and I've done a few competition builds before, and I tried to build various attractions without using mods, but sometimes I just want to have fun and build what I want to build and do what I want to do, and that involves mods, then it involves mods. So doing this Maverick recreation needed to be done with mods for me to get it to the level that I want it to be at. So I am using a lot of mods for this, and if you do have mods installed and you want to download this when I finished it, then you are very much welcome to. But if you don't want to use mods, then unfortunately you won't be able to download this, because then it will put all those mods into your game. But you can easily switch them off as well if you don't want to use them. You can have them downloaded but not in use. If you just go into your settings menu and you can switch them off. It's simple as that. So, which means you can go back and forward between vanilla and a modded game, which is also really cool, I think. And I do that sometimes. I don't like having a couple mods switched on when playing and I turn them off. And I use, for like I said in the last episode, I have the Construction Anarchy mod installed for this build, just so I can get some pillars to go up at different heights, that's all. And put a couple pieces just off grid that are vanilla, that don't go off grid. I normally don't like using the mod set, and I've used it in this build, but when I'm playing other parts in projects, I turn it off. So simple as that, really. I'm just going to lay out a few of the different pathworks and kind of get some stuff now kind of in order, so I know what to carry on with next time I come back to the park. I'm just going to lay out a few paths. This backside of this queue line, like I said, will change drastically, but for now this is how it's going to look. And yeah, I'm just placing down a few tables here because there will be a restaurant just to the left of this area. I'm just going to plop down the wave swinger so I know roughly where that goes for when I get onto that part of the build. There is a wave swinger there in real life, and that leaves that area there for that huge round. I think it's a storage building, I'm not really sure. If anyone from Cedar Point knows what that round building is near Maverick, do let me know. I have no idea what it is. You'll see it on Google Earth if you look up Maverick. But that's the pathing there laid out, and I think it's shaping up quite well, the area, and so that's where I'm going to leave it for today. But thanks for watching. Give me a thumbs up if you've enjoyed this episode. Hit that subscribe button if you're watching but you're not subscribed, or click that bell icon if you haven't already to be notified when I next upload a video. But I really appreciate you guys watching and sticking around, and for subscribing. So I'll see you all next time, and stay cool. Bye.